Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from DC Direct and McFarlane Toys, we are featuring Page Puncher's Aquaman. So the Page Punchers line features McFarlane's, very popular 7-inch scale action figure, and it includes a comic book. In this case, it's Aquaman. And the figure here kind of portrays Aquaman as he's seen in the comic book. On the back, we have a nice illustration of the comic book cover and big photography of the toy. Okay, so I purchased this recently, a few days ago. It's May 5th, 2023 at my local Target. This belongs to a really awesome wave of figures. This line of Page Punchers is all Aquaman themed. There's Ocean Master, which looks great, Aqualad, Aquaman, and probably my favorite figure in that series, Black Manta. That figure is amazing. This one, when I saw it, I was excited about it until I started looking at it. For some reason, the face, it just bothers me a lot. But, the detailing looks incredible. There's some really beautiful micro textures going on the lower half of his body. The top has a really unique, it's not even scale mail. I can't even describe it. It's almost like some sort of armor plating. It looks really cool. But his face just kind of bothers me, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And let's get started. So Aquaman, surprisingly, we've gotten a bunch of figures of the very popular character. In the McFarlane line, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, they've probably seen the most amount of action figures, followed by The Flash. And it's kind of cool that Aquaman's getting a lot of action figure love. I'm a big fan of the Aquaman character in all his different forms, even though I think mid to late 90s Aquaman's probably my favorite version of the character. Alright, so don't forget, you get the comic book, the trading card, and the display base. And here is Aquaman. Looks really cool. Let's take him out. Alright, I apologize in advance. It's taking me a little bit of time to get this guy out. It kind of baffles me that some figures are held in place with this one plastic tie, where others might have 5 to 8 ties holding them down. Alright, so first up, let's take a look at his trident. Aquaman always needs his trident, being king of Atlantis, being king of the sea. It looks beautiful. This is really a nice piece. If you're a customizer and you like to enhance the detail, you could probably apply a nice black wash to bring out all the scribe lines, and then you can even go a step further and maybe dry brush some silver to make it look even more metallic. My one concern is that even though this is a softer plastic, I'm kind of wondering if this is the kind of plastic that over time starts to get really soft and droopy, especially if you live in warmer climates. I have this one Power Ranger toy. It's one of the Megazords, and its sword is made of a similar material, and then after a few years of it being on display, it looks kind of limp, for lack of a better term, and it just kind of droops down. So this is nice. I just kind of wish it was made of a somewhat more rigid plastic, yet a plastic that wouldn't break. But nonetheless, it's a very clean design. I like this a lot. And let's get to the main event. Let's talk about Arthur himself, Aquaman. So the face bothers me. It looks weird. It looks I don't know what it is. It's sculpted nicely. The beard looks okay. I do like Aquaman with longer hair. but it looks almost very like gnome-like. You know, when I say gnomes, I mean like garden gnome. It just looks very odd. It almost looks like a little boy who's performing at like his Christmas play at school, and maybe he's the mayor of the town, and then they glue on like a fake beard onto his face. That's what this reminds me of. Because he kind of has like rosy cheeks. He doesn't have too many lines on his face to make him look old, yet he has this beard. So it looks like a 8-year-old with a long beard. So this kind of bothers me. Other than that, I think the figure is spectacular. The armor looks great. Beautiful texturing. The armor plating on the brass copper pieces looks really nice. If anything, I kind of wish they'd use a different material for the pauldron and the forearms. Just because when I look at the belts and the thighs and the boots, this really reads like almost like a metallic to me. But then when I look at the upper pieces, you know, the pauldron and the bracers, they just look like gray plastic. So it would have been nice if maybe they applied a shade to this, or at least used a different material, because this copper pieces, they look beautiful, but then the gray looks very flat, unfortunately. But it's a beautiful looking action figure. You know, there's a lot of great detailing going on here. You know, for some people, I can imagine this being the definitive Aquaman in their collection, especially if you want a comic book one. It really deviates from the much more evergreen designs that, you know, people associate Aquaman with, you know, especially if you grew up in the 70s or 80s. In terms of the articulation, his head rotates. Does he look down? Yeah, he looks down, surprisingly. Does he look up? Not so much, and I think the hair gets in the way also. His arms rotate. It's on the ball-socketed butterfly joint also. They go outward, bicep cut, double-pinned elbows right there, articulated wrists. Cut mid-torso so you can kind of roll around. Swivels at the waist. Legs kick up. They kick outward. This is kind of tight. Doesn't want to go full splits. All right, yeah, this one, at least mine, does not want to go full splits. I'm not going to force it. Double pinned knees. And articulated ankles and toes. So overall, you're looking at a really nice figure. You know, I'm very surprised that they gave us a full wave of just Aquaman characters, and I think that's great. You know, they've done that with page punchers with the Flash, and I'm hoping they kind of continue that trend, you know, moving forward. I would love for them to start, you know, diving deep and giving us, you know, some other characters that aren't necessarily like the core DC Justice League heroes. You know, I'd like to get stuff that's a little bit off the beaten path, or stuff that, you know, I don't want to say like overlooked, but I'd love to see like, you know, like Stargirl, Mr. Terrific, you know, stuff like that. All right, so overall, it's a great looking action figure, and I'm trying to get the trident in his hand, but his fingers don't want to cooperate, so we might just leave it here at that. Yeah, it doesn't want to go in, and the hand keeps on popping off. All right, so let's wrap this one up. Great figure overall on a scale of 1 to 10. For me, an easy 8 to 8.5. It's awesome. It's beautifully detailed. The only thing that bothers me is the boyish looking face. So, once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.